Hello again, and I thought I'd do another video of my favourite records of all time. And so this time I thought I would do an album, and it is the Electric Light Orchestra Out of the Blue. This came out in 1977, and it had a number of hits from it. If we look on the back, we can see the tracks on there. I think Turn to Stone was released as a single. You know, I'm not actually sure. It might have been, but certainly Sweet Talking Woman. Where have we got? Mr. Blue Sky, which is probably the biggest hit off the album, and a personal favourite of mine, Wild West Hero. I think Turn to Stone was released as a single. I think the first one off it was Mr. Blue Sky, and for me, that always makes me think of sort of the early part of 1978 when it was released. And this whole album just makes me think of my last year at my junior school, actually. Happy times. And this must be the most listened to album that I own, just because of the amount of years that I've had it, and it's always been a favourite, and I always stick it on whenever I want to be in a good mood. It's just an album to listen to when you're in a good mood, and it's a spring day and everything's peachy with the world. Now, we bought this when it came out, so it was like one of the original pressings of the album. And when it came out, inside it had a poster with all the band members on it, and I had that on my wall for ages, pinned to my bedroom wall. And it also had these cardboard cutouts of the ELO spaceship, and you could press it out of this cardboard that it came in and make it, and there was like a triangular pyramid stand, and you could balance it on top. And I remember having that in my bedroom for ages. They're long gone, I'm afraid. Both the poster and the little model ELO logo have gone. But look at the artwork here. It's fantastic, isn't it? The spaceship, and this looks like something out of 2001: A Space Odyssey docking. And that's another reason why I love the album. They say never judge a book by a cover, don't they? Or an album by its cover. But I'm afraid I do. If I like the album cover. I mean, look at this fantastic artwork. I think it was a Japanese guy, and I forget his name. I should really research these things before I start talking about them, but I never do. Who also did artwork for Earth, Wind and Fire albums, and I've got an Earth, Wind and Fire album, All in All, and I think it's by the same guy. It probably says on here somewhere. Probably. I can't really see it. But there we go. It's a spaceship under construction there with the space men outside. And when you look inside, all these figures here, I always took to be, and I'm sure they're meant to be, members of the band. I think that's Jeff Lynne. I don't know who he's waving to. Richard Tandy, Bev Bevan. And there's somebody coming in driving this sort of pod thing there. Beautiful. How they managed to get that look as if it's actually lit up. It's fantastic. Love it. So when you take it out, then you have the inner sleeve, which has all the lyrics on it. That's side 2 there. There's side 1 with Turn to Stone, Sweet Talking Woman, Across the Border. On the B-side, we have a track, Jungle, which they used as a B-side to a single that I own as well. I do like ELO, and I had the single from the album that followed this, Discovery. The single was Shine a Little Love, and they used that as the B-side on it. Let's get to my favourite bit. Taking the album out of the cover. And there we are. Jet Records. Out of the Blue, the Electric Light Orchestra. All the tracks there are written by Jeff Lynne. Now, what I do remember, I did read something about this actually. I think he wrote this when he was in his chalet in Switzerland. And he went there because, didn't he have a bit of writer's block? So he went there to try and write. And then eventually the whole album, all the songs were written in about 3.5 weeks or something like that. Gorgeous. Look at that. You can see the tracks, the individual tracks on the grooves. There, 1, 2, 3, 4 songs on that side. 4 songs on that side. I just think these things are beautiful. Just wonderful objects to look at. And then we have the same on this side. Oh, whoops, a daisy. Put that in there. And then sides 3 and 4. Side 3, famously, comes under the umbrella title of Concerto for a Rainy Day, where Jeff Lynne was stuck in his chalet by bad weather, and all these have a sort of a loose connection to weather, like with this one obviously, Standing in the Rain, which I love. Big Wheels, Save It for a Rainy Day. So there's words in the lyrics here which link it to rain. Summer and lightning, and then it gets better, and then Mr. Blue Sky at the end, everything's clearing up. That's such a fantastic song. Mr. Blue Sky, I do remember reading that apparently they did some proper scientific research into songs that make you feel good, and apparently this is the happiest song in the world. Something like that. Everything about it, the speed of it, the subject matter is uplifting. Wonderful. And then the final side, and my favourite, I just love this, the Wild West Hero, because I'm old enough to remember watching westerns on the TV, films like Shane, which is one of my all-time favourite movies. I'm a bit of a movie fan. I'm going to have to do something like this with my favourite movies, I think I am. And this sort of, and I used to dress up in my cowboy outfit when little boys used to do that sort of thing. I don't think anyone dresses up as a cowboy now, do they? And I remember a video that went with it, and it was like a cartoon horse on one of those mesas or buttes or whatever they were called. You know, like you see big rocky formation, and this horse rearing up on its back legs while this song was playing. Wonderful. All music and lyrics by Jeff Lynne, produced by Jeff Lynne. And then we have a look at some of the and Jeff Lynne, lead vocals, backing vocals, lead guitar, slide guitar, rhythm guitar, Gibson EDS 1275, Les Paul, Custom Marauder, Ovation, Wurlitzer, Mini Moog, percussion. All these, Bev Bevan was the drummer. Richard Tandy, keyboards by the looks of it here. Kelly Grocup, vocals, backing vocals, Gibson, bass, percussion. And then onto the strings, Mick Kaminsky, Hugh McDowell, Melvin Gale. Special effects, vocoder. And on here somewhere, I think it says, somebody plays somebody on here, I'm sure it says fire extinguisher, and I'm trying to find it. And I think the fire, I never worked out what it was with the fire extinguisher, but I think it's like a clanging bell sound that they use in Mr. Blue Sky, is them banging the fire extinguisher. I listened to the album and thought I was trying to actually listen to the sound of a fire extinguisher going off, but I'm sure it says on here somewhere. Where is it? Is it under special effects? No, can't find it. Oh, here we go. Art direction, cover illustration, Shusei Nagaoka. Wonderful, wonderful album. No, I can't. I could be sitting here all day looking for that. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But there you go. That's just a little brief look at one of my favourite albums. One of my memories that I have of listening to this is I used to like to draw and write my own cartoon stories, and I remember having this playing on our old 1970s stereo system, and I'd have the coffee table in our front room pulled right up close to me, and I'd have all my drawing books on here, and I'd draw and make up these stories while I'd listen to this album and also the previous album, New World Record. So there we are. That's just a little chat about one of my favourite albums. Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue. Thank you.